Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. If you haven't evacuated yet, stay inside and shelter in place. That's the message millions of Floridians along the northwest coast are being told. Hurricane Helene is making its way through the region as we speak.
The storm has strengthened into a Category 4 hurricane, bringing not only high winds, but the potential for catastrophic flooding. Connor Hansen has the story.
People across the southeast who have not evacuated have been told to find a safe place to seek shelter while Hurricane Helene leaves a path of destruction along Florida's west coast, barreling straight for Tallahassee. It could be the strongest hurricane the state's capital has ever had to deal with.
We prepare. We've put everything away, brought in supplies, and we're ready to watch it happen.
Florida's west coast at a standstill as Hurricane Helene barrels through the Gulf. The storm has been forecasted to hit the Big Bend region with winds of up to 130 miles an hour. Flash flooding and life-threatening 20-foot storm surge will likely cause significant damage.
Once we start to get the real nasty conditions, don't at that point go on the roadways. That is very hazardous. If you are sheltering at home, be cognizant of what trees are around you.
The storm has already left hundreds of thousands without power, and officials warn turning the lights back on could take time, depending on the severity of the damage.
We're expecting a catastrophic storm.
Ahead of the storm, President Biden issued a message urging people to take warnings seriously. He and the vice president were briefed by FEMA on the storm's potential impact, and the president says his administration is ready to help if needed.
We have search and rescue teams, medical teams, power restoration teams, generators, water, food on the ground and ready to support families throughout the coming days.
After hitting Florida, the storm is expected to continue inland into Georgia and the Carolinas overnight, still with hurricane force. FEMA is warning those areas could also see extensive flash flooding. In Tallahassee, Connor Hansen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, time now for a first look at our weather here at 10, and we're getting some much needed rain.
Yeah, it was soggy out there today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a look at the forecast. Soggy, but not quite chilly, Rachel.
Yeah, we have a few lingering showers out there, but I want to start with Hurricane Helene and the latest advisory. The storm is going to be making landfall within the next hour or so, and this storm is breaking records. A Category 4 hurricane has never made landfall in the Big Bend area, at least as far as records go back to 1851. Winds right now of 140 miles an hour, and the fact that this storm continues to ramp up in intensity as it's making landfall is really a worst case scenario. And because of this large size and intensity, as the storm moves inland, it's going to take some time to weaken. So we're still talking about hurricane force winds all the way into Georgia, a Category 2 hurricane at Friday, early tomorrow morning, with winds of 105 miles an hour. So damaging winds will continue to tear through several states. And after that, the storm kind of stalls and starts to do loop-de-loops around the Tennessee Valley. And what that will do is provide wave after wave of flooding rain for the Carolinas. Taking a look at live wind gusts up to 52 miles an hour in Perry. I just saw a moment ago Sarasota up to about 70 miles an hour. But here's the eye, and as that moves inland, you're going to see these numbers really jump, and Tampa has already set records for the highest storm surge that they have seen, again, since records have been kept. Here's a look at some of those showers out there. They mentioned the humidity out there, and that will be with us through about midnight tonight. We've got some downpours, some much needed downpours. Griswold, Plainfield dealing with some of these. You can see them continuing through East Haddam, and this is a cold front that'll be making its way through the state. There could be an early morning shower as we head into tomorrow. Here's what that looks like on the future guidance. I'm going to stop here at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. A leftover shower, best chance would be along the shoreline or in southern Connecticut. Otherwise, it's a dry day, but it'll be mostly cloudy with a little bit of brightening as we head through the afternoon, and high temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 70s. We're going to talk about your weekend forecast, the first full weekend of fall, and a lot more to get to, including the storm surge caused by Hurricane Helene. That's all coming up.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Of course, with our rain, they had a soggy start to the festivities at the Durham Fairgrounds tonight.
Yeah, the Durham Fair is going on all weekend, and there's really something for everyone.
Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot spoke to people at the fairgrounds to see what they're looking forward to the most.
Schools will be closed in Durham and Midfield so that students and their families can give back.
That's when we get the bracelets, and then we get to go on rides until a certain time.
Schools in the Durham area will be closed Friday as the Durham Fair brings everyone out to the fairgrounds.
We use all the roads for our fairgoers to come in. We park our cars over at the high school, so there's really no way kids could go to school. Plus, who wants to go to school when the fair is going on?
This year, the fair is telling guests to be aware of a recent scam. Fake companies are trying to sell tickets to the fair's concerts in addition to general admission to the fair. The Durham Fair president says not to fall for this scam.
We sell our ticket for $20. It's a $20 admission, and that includes everything on the fairgrounds, including the concerts.
There we go, some flame.
For nonprofits in the area, this is their biggest fundraiser. Benchwarmers has raised over $3 million in the past, and it all goes back to the athletic programs.
We just redid the weight room at the high school, so we just put, I don't know, something like $25,000 worth of weights into the weight room. Got rid of all the old equipment that had been there since I was in school, which was a long time ago.
For many, the Durham Fair continues to be a long-standing tradition.
With like no drama or anything, and just like being together with friends and family.
And it's a fun place to make memories. And it's a fun place to make memories with my friends.
I grew up in Durham, and I've come to the fair almost every year. Even when I broke my ankle, my husband pushed me in a wheelchair up that giant hill.
The Durham Fair has bunny hopping shows throughout the weekend. Just like this one, and they really bring the crowds. In Durham, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Oh, that's too good. All right, thank you, Kay. Fox 61 is proud to be a media sponsor of the Durham Fair once again this year, so be sure to check out the Fox 61 tent over the weekend. Our team will be there with gifts and Fox 61 swag that you can win, something for everyone. And you can catch us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 10 a.m. through 7 p.m. I heard my good friends Brett and Rachel will be there. Well, tonight, a disturbing domestic violence case out of Bridgeport now. A man's charged with 3 counts of criminal attempt at murder.
Well, tonight, one woman and her 2 children are dealing with severe injuries. One of those children still fighting for his life tonight. 38-year-old Abdul Rahim Suleiman faced a Bridgeport judge today, charged with 3 counts of criminal attempt at murder, assault, and risk of injury to a minor.
The defendant has a past history of violence, not just in this state, but in the state of New Jersey, where he did 7 years for aggravated assault.
Now, the judge set Suleiman's bond at $10 million and ordered him to wear 2 ankle bracelets. He's expected back in court on October 10th. And this note, if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, help is out there. The numbers for the national hotline and the Connecticut Safe Connect hotline are listed on your screen here. Resources are also available on our website, fox61.com.
In our newsroom today, shocking allegations of inappropriate conduct between a nanny and the kids under her care. The incident serves as an important warning to parents about vetting child care providers and to communicate with your kids if they're able to speak, of course. Fox 61's Matt Caron dug into the details of the arrest warrant.
Well, this 6-page police report is filled with disturbing details, many of them too intense for our reporting. It chronicles months of sexually graphic conversations between a North Haven nanny and 3 kids, 2 10-year-olds and an 8-year-old. Police in North Haven arrested Helen Leah Ferriolo. She's charged with impairing the morals of a minor, risk of injury, unlawful restraint, and sexual assault. Documents reveal how Ferriolo asked one of the kids to put on a more revealing bathing suit and then explained to them what raping is. Another child reported Ferriolo asked Siri sexual questions and often invited her boyfriend to the house where the couple would engage in lewd activity and go to the bathroom together. According to the incident report, Ferriolo also repeatedly locked kids in a coat closet and told them there was an intruder in the house, banging on the counter to simulate the noise of forced entry. The Connecticut Office of Early Childhood told Fox 61 it's important for parents to do their homework before hiring a nanny. The state emphasizes the importance of trusting licensed care.
Every adult working with the children has been background checked. Every adult has been put against the DCF substantiated cases list. Every adult is looked up under the sexual predators law under that list in the state. And a federal background check happens on every adult.
To find a licensed and vetted child care provider near you, just log on to our website, fox61.com, for a link to resources. As for the suspect, Helen Leah Ferriolo will be in court on October 3rd. So far, her boyfriend has not been charged. In the studio, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.